Got to get back to Donald Trump's guilty verdict in the New York criminal trial. Investor Grant Cardone joins me. Grant, you will no longer be doing business in New York City because of Trump's guilty verdict. Tell me more, please.
Wow.
Absolutely not, Stuart. I mean, I said this when the ruling came out for the $355 million that I couldn't. We had $500 million to invest in New York City this year. We have since reallocated that money to Florida real estate. New York City
Why?
is.
You don't trust the legal system in New York? You don't trust the politics here? Is that it?
Well, you already, as many great things that are going on in New York City, you just have too many other risks that as a fiduciary of other people's money.
Exactly.
I can't raise the rents. I can't evict. I cannot predict the taxes.
Oof.
We're going to reward people. I literally might be required to provide housing to illegal people. I can't collect the rents and I can't get them out of the property. I can't call the police to actually do anything when there's a crime on the property. Wow. If I can't collect my rents, I don't know what my expenses are going to be. Why would I do business there? And after yesterday's ruling, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want 38 convictions or 34 convictions. I don't want 7 years, something I did 7 years ago, to be a problem today.
Do you know of any other investors, real estate or otherwise, who are pulling out of New York and New York State?
I have 15,000 investors with me at Cardone Capital. We've raised $1.3 billion. If I went to them today and said, I want to invest in New York City, they would not give me money to do that.
Wow.
Let's suppose
one of the greatest cities on planet Earth.
Right.
Yep. Agreed.
And nobody wants to go there and do business.
Who do you blame for all of this?
Well, I blame the legal system. You know, this is clearly the political system's been weaponized. The legal system's been weaponized. If they can do this to Donald Trump, a former president, regardless of how you feel about the politics, if they can do this to a former president, what can they do to Grant Cardone? What can they do to any other businessman? And that is why so many business people, hedge fund operators and investors are leaving blue states. I left California 13 years ago because I saw this coming.
Wow. Quick question. If there's almost certainly going to be an appeal to these guilty verdicts, if the guilty verdicts are reversed, will you come back to New York?
Well, you know, once things settle down and there's some predictability. Look, as an investor, I need to be able to predict the future as much as possible. I'm not Nostradamus, but I need things on my side. As great a city as New York City is, I need stability in the marketplace. And right now, you have problems picking up the trash. You can't get rid of the illegals. Like, you guys got so many problems going. I don't know why anybody stays there right now. Why would I invest there when I can come to Miami or Fort Lauderdale or anywhere in Florida?
A good question, and I understand where you're coming from entirely, because I do have to live here. Grant Cardone, thanks very much for joining us. I hope to see you again soon. Thanks, sir.
Thanks.
What do you mean by that? But I do have to live here. So you don't talk about my state. I went to Cambridge.
He's saying that because he ain't going nowhere. He do have to live here. He ain't about to pick up his job is there. He's not about to pick up and relocate. But that is so
sucks.
Deep.
That sucks. That sucks.
That is deep.
That sucks. Because it's like, that's true. Look at all those options. And then the same state, you convict the former president and for 34 charges. And then on top of that, the real estate market is super whack in New York.
So
I think only people that probably really work in New York, this is a 1 gazillion assumption, but the smart people that seem to be for New York are the ones that already know the system and then they in that market daily. But people come from the outside, bring their funds in. It's too tasking.
And
that is task.
I was going to say, what did they think was going to happen after this trial?
Yeah.
Did they actually think business was going to go back to how it was as usual?
Right.
Because even with the Letitia James case, you know, that was crazy. You had real estate investors even then talking about this is actually unheard of. How is this what they're saying is even, this makes no sense. And he was giving the lowdown, you know, he was giving the stipulations, the guidelines on what a usual day of business is for business investors, blah, 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 at that magnitude. So it's like, what did they think was going to happen?
That put the icing on the cake. That put the icing on the cake with the whole thing with Trump's, with all those convictions and stuff. That really made it, because it's like you can't do nothing under that. New York is worse than California. when it comes to certain things. California
Yeah.
has this thing, and it sucks. But thing with California, you can get out of the L.A. and San Francisco market and get to the rest of the market. Because you got to remember, California is a red state, but it's got bright blue cities. The rest of California is red.
Yeah.
But then when you get to the highest ridiculous markets, LA, San Francisco, bright blue, weirdos, ridiculous climate for real estate and situation. So
Well,
it makes sense. That's why he said, well, Florida, man, that's one thing I love about Florida. That's one thing I love about Florida. If I want to live in California, it would be Florida, because Florida gets it. They're not on that goofy. They don't play. You can stand your ground. You can kick people that don't want to pay the rent out your house. They really, Ron DeSantis, I always love how they have it down there. Plus, Ron DeSantis is on top of that stuff. He wants that state. He wants Florida to not feel like you in a third world country.
Exactly. Well, California's trying to tighten up in a little bit. Gavin Newsom is about to be out. Anyway.
I believe for California, California needs a whole makeover. And
of course.
It would take a lot of money, whole lot of money. Because you got to think California has the income of countries, just the state of California, that countries have total, that in total have.
Yeah. But also new governmental, politicians need to be in place here for other things. So
Absolutely. It has to be a flip.
that's what November is all about.
You need somebody, a governor for California that's from maybe like Sacramento, or somebody that come from San Jose, or someone, or they come from Riverside. You need someone that come away from the major cities, that's from the smaller cities, and may have a mindset that's not let all the men in the women's bathroom. Just that mindset. I guess I talk about that most because that's the stuff that pisses me off.
Yes, but back to New York. So I was going to say,
yes,
well, we really see how a lot of the residents there, or from the Bronx, from other areas in New York, how they are truly wanting that situation to change. So I hope that this is a valuable lesson that they're going to learn from doing things that are not done the right way. Because the more I keep listening to coverage about the trial and how the judge did things allegedly, and they just keep giving me all of these pointers and saying how he just didn't follow the rules. Yeah. They're just blatantly saying it's alleged that he did not follow the rules.
New York and their state, man, I don't know why. I just don't why people still want to live in New York.
Of course, I know why. It's still a melting pot, restaurants. It's still a beautiful place.
I ain't got no wrong. We can go right now and go to New York to go visit. But I just say nothing
to shop
about,
and then
I don't know why people want to live. I don't know why people want to live there. I don't know why people still want to live in New York.
Vlog and come back.
Cramped up space for a gazillion more the budget.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what the vibe is like now. Going there, because it's changed significantly.
If you're from New York, I get it. But saying like a person like me, we're going to live in New York for what? You don't even have to do even if you're creative, right? If you're a comedian, if you're an actor, you don't have to go the traditional route like before pre-internet. Pre-internet, you had to leave wherever you were from and go to New York, and then after you make it in New York, you come to California. But the internet crushed all that, boy. You can do all that stuff from right where you at.
True.
And then go hit the markets and move around like you please, but you don't have to go through gatekeeping states.
No, but I still think New York has its perks. It still can be a beautiful place. It still is down this.
I like outskirts New York, Niagara Falls. You go Buffalo. Those are, but as far as the city, New York City, not at all.
It's a place still worth fighting for. It truly is. Every state in America.
We don't need to just be optimistic just because you see the opportunity.
No,
okay?
But I'm an optimist. You guys know me. The
oranges.
Squad knows.
Those are really good oranges.
The squad knows who the true optimist is and who the true pessimist is. Do you, boo? I'm going to do me. So, like I was saying,
Jealous.
It's still a place that, I would like to go and visit. But, not
wrong
under
with
these
the
circumstances and these conditions. I'm going to be very strategic as to where I decide we're going to stay and all that. Not now, I'm just saying. Every state in the United States is worth...
Be right there in Manhattan.
Every state in the United States is worth saving and fighting for. That's what America is all about. So we have to make sure we are at the polls. My wrist is out of place, y'all. We are And one of the news broadcasts said today, I've been looking at so much stuff, that this is, I may have been Fox, or it could have been actually CNN. They said that this is going to be the most important, and maybe it was on Twitter, I don't know. This is going to be the most important election in our history. So we have to show up and show out.
That's right.
So
show up and show
let us
out,
know
y'all.
what you think about
2024.
Let us know what you think about
Be
what's
more.
going on. Let us know what you think about what's going on, guys. And would you want to still stay in New York after all of this? If you're a business person, would you still want to operate in New York? Let us know in the comment section.
Or would you leave from where you're from because always wanted to live in New York? You know, that's what that was a big thing, especially in the 90s, early 2000s. Going to New York.
Don't be rushing me.
2024.
Be more.
Talk a whole lot
Yes.
less.
No, talk a whole lot more so you can get in the groove.
Like what? You don't do yours? You don't bite your teeth?
No, I gotta be careful.
Yeah, please do. Because them
Gots
teeth
to be
grinding
careful.
at night, I swear you
I
are
got my mouth
squeezing
guard in.
on
You don't hear my
on a
teeth grinding
Tootsie
at
Pop
night. You
hard coated flavor.
You don't hear my teeth grinding at night. Don't believe
It sound like
y'all.
Her jaw.
No, it don't.
So a Morse code with them teeth.
Whatever.
All right, we'll see you on the next one.
Love you guys.
Bye.